me towards you, hard up, killing me. Just when I think we there, you got the whole vibe and we're both in the air. Next man, but next man, he will not get the plan. Got your mind, it's about time, it's all and just have to make it front foot. Just let me like, can't hit, digging you, getting inside the stick. It's the question, keeping you company. Cause you want what a word. Now living in the life put you ready to the curb. Trying to make the records look as good, not the hurt. But it ain't me, and I ain't good. I'ma still just chill with you. If you change, if you change the good. If not, then I ain't gonna fix it. Keeping yourself in the mind.
Testing, testing, 1, 2. Testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. We got some treble. Add a little bass to that. Little song. TBL basketball. Mic check, 1, 2. Testing, testing. That's it. 1, 2, 3 dollars. being played here at Crescent Valley High School. And we welcome all of you out to today's game. I'm your PA announcer, General Draco. And it's my pleasure to be here with you all today. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for the starting lineup for the visiting Seattle Superhawks. I guess we're going to do the national anthem first, and then we'll follow with the lineups. If you could please stand, take your hats off for the national anthem.
Well, it's a sunny spring day here in Corvallis, and the Jags are looking for their second win in program history. You're watching TBL TV. This is Brody Napier, joined alongside by Devlin Christensen, bringing you today's broadcast of the Willamette Valley Jaguars as they take on the Seattle Superhawks here in Corvallis. Devlin, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Brody. It's a beautiful day. It's Masters Sunday. We've got an exciting day of sports, and hopefully the excitement continues here.
Absolutely, and speaking of exciting, the game just last night for the Jags was extremely exciting. They ended up losing 140 to 136. It was just back and forth offense the whole way through the game. Just talk me through some of that game, Devlin. What did you see from the Jags, good and bad?
Well, let's start with the good. The Jaguars had a really, really hot offensive game, scoring 136 points, that being the most this team has scored in any game in franchise history. And then we get to the bad, and you score 136 points and don't win. That's not a recipe for success. If you allow a team to score 140 points, you're going to lose that game almost 11 out of 10 times. So Jaguars need to clean it up on the defensive end and hope that some of that carries in. Hope that some of that offensive explosion carries into this one.
Yeah, and like you said, it was the best offensive game that the Jags have played in franchise history. The most points they scored, they previously set that record just last week when they scored, I believe it was 125 that game, scored 136 here, so 11 points more, and the offense was awesome. There were times in the game when they were down by double digits, as much as 20 points, and they were able to mount comebacks throughout the game. Got it back within 4, got it back within 2, but they just couldn't climb to the top of the mountain, fell just a bit short a couple of times in their attempts to come back. And it'll be interesting to see this game. So the Superhawks team on the other side, they're a pretty solid team, but they're coming off a couple of losses, most notably and most recently against the Capitals, a team that the Jacks were able to beat just the other week.
Exactly. That being the first non-Jaguars win of the season for the Salem Capitals says something about the way their season's gone so far. And a team that has been successful historically just hasn't gotten off to a very hot start, that being their 4th win of the year. But this Superhawks team at 6-4 started the year at 6-1, and now they've dropped 3 straight, and they are 2-4 in their last 6 games. So it's been a bit of adversity for this Superhawks team, and they're looking to end their losing streak, but as the Jaguars have just lost 2, both teams looking to cut their losing streak short right here, and we've got an exciting one.
And the Jags have had a couple of losses ever since that first win in program history. And I'm sure you've seen it too, Devlin. The feel of the overall games and the team, it feels like a whole new ball team. And it's a team that now knows that they're able to compete with every team in the TBL. And that's what we've seen, certainly, since that first win against the Capitals last weekend.
Exactly. I love the way you said that. Each game, this team is getting better. They're getting more cohesive as a team. But what I like the most is the defensive effort, and obviously last game isn't the best reflection of that, but in those 2 games prior to that, you could see this defensive intensity in this team. They were diving for every loose ball in the first quarter, and Brandon Hansen had that stretch where he had almost 9 steals in 2 games, and he was really effective defending the perimeter. So defense is going to be the biggest thing I'm looking for this Jags team, but rebounding is going to be a real challenge today.
Well, here we go. Both teams getting ready for the jump. Number 5, Tavion Johnson in the circle for the Jags, and Chase Polynus in there for the Superhawks. There's the whistle. 12 minutes on the board, quarter number 1. This thing's underway. Johnson able to win the tip. That one knocked out of bounds, so it's going to be Seattle ball to get this one started.
Well, Tavion Johnson not used to being in that tip-off circle this year. Jordan Robinson usually does the tip-off honors for this team, being the main big man, but with him out today, somebody else has got to step up.
So here we go. Crisp with the ball up top. Guarded by Robinson. Crisp surveying the floor. Gets it over to Montoya, now up top in the hands of George. Back to Montoya. The triple's up. It's good. First shot's good by the Superhawks.
Montoya sinks that one just off of a rhythm catch-and-shoot 3. The Superhawks look calm.
LJ Robinson on the other side now, over on the left wing. Gets it up top to Gurley. Jaguars looking to respond early. Now over to Williams. Over in the corner with Mix. He steps back. He puts up a triple. Bingo! Anything you can do, I can do better. Jags tie it up early. George with it on the right wing. Backing down Mix. He picks up a shot, turns around, puts it up from 12 feet, and puts it in. Nice turnaround shot there by the big.
Deshaun George, a TBL All-Star snub, averaging 23 points and 18 boards on the year.
Back-to-back triples for the Jaguars. Tavion Johnson that time from the top of the key.
2 of the best shooters on this team coming out hot.
But here we go. This one just a little bit short off the hand of Davis. So it's a 5-to-5 ball game. Excuse me, that must have been a long 2. As here goes Robinson to the basket. Through the contact, no good, but an offensive board for the Jacks. Williams goes out to Gurley, who dribbles it out, slowing it down. Gurley picks up his dribble, throws it across the court to Mix. 6 on the shot clock. Mix jacks up a 3. A little long that time. Rebound Superhawks.
Mix feeling hot. Got to settle into a little bit of a better shot there.
Here's a triple from Chris. Bullseye. Tough bucket there from beyond the arc. The score now 8-5. Seattle in the lead.
Both teams pretty gung-ho from 3, letting it fly from deep today.
So Johnson pulls up another long shot. That one a little short. Rebound goes to the Superhawks. Chris with the ball. Gives it up to Montoya. He puts up a 3. It's in. Nothing but net. Back-to-back triples for the Superhawks. LJ Robinson drives down the left lane, puts it up. No good. The putback jam. Tavion Johnson with authority.
And we talked about the absence of Jordan Robinson. Somebody's got to do that cleanup duty that's usually his. Tavion Johnson, put back slam.
So Gurley coming the other way, the score 11-7. There's a shot from Williams, it's in. Nice Smitty there, off the hands of Cy Williams. So here's Montoya on the left wing. Started by Johnson, he takes a screen, picks up his dribble. Left open on the midi, that one off the mark. But he gets his own rebound. Williams, an excellent feed across the block, and the layup's good by George.
George, 6'9", big man down low, leads the entire TBL in rebounds. He's a force in the paint.
So up top now, Williams with the ball again. 9-13 the score. Jags looking for an answer. Williams goes back to the midi. That time off. Rebound by Seattle. It's Chris with the ball up top. Chris calls for a screen. He gives the ball up top to Davis. 10 on the shot clock. Now down low. George spins, goes up and under, and connects.
Sean George is just a really dynamic scorer. You see the post spin right there into an easy layup.
Gurley has the ball. 15-9 the score. Gurley thinks about a shot, kicks it over to Mix. His three-pointer went along that time. Seattle corrals the ball. Going the other way. Davis leading the charge. Nice pass over to George. And the whistle blows there. I believe they stepped out of bounds. It's going to be Jags' ball.
Good transition defense from the Jaguars right there to blitz George in the paint right when he caught it. Gets that toe on the line. It's going to be Jaguars basketball.
So here's Gurley. Walking it across half court. Crisp guarding up. 15-9 the score. Nix has it. Sends it over to Williams. Thinks about a shot. Drives down the left lane through the contact. Puts it up and draws the foul. Williams going to the line for two.
Cy Williams coming out aggressive here today. He started in a couple games so far for this Jaguars team this year, but he was released just about 2 weeks ago and then picked up in the next cycle of player transactions. And the Jaguars didn't want to let him go for very long, but he's come back with a passion, and he's got 17 points in that game last night. Already 3 shots, including that mid-range. Getting to the line with some aggressiveness.
No good on the first attempt from the charity stripe. And this is a team that hasn't shot super great from the free throw line. And last night they had a couple of opportunities at the line and couldn't count them in clutch time. But an offensive rebound for Johnson. The midi up from 15 feet, that one in and out. Another offensive board. Third time's the charm. Tavion Johnson able to connect underneath the basket.
Tavion Johnson's cleaning up down low, and you can see the energy he brings to this team.
So Crisp with it on the right wing. Picks up his dribble, goes up top to Davis. Davis wastes no time getting down to the rack. No good, fight for the rebound. Davis grabs it, but he's had a foot out of bounds. So the Jags get the ball right back down by 4.
Jaguars playing good defense so far. We've just seen some great defense, but greater shots from this Superhawks team so far. It's important to keep that up.
Gurley with it up top. Takes the screen from Johnson. Picks it up, goes near side. The triple up from Williams. Just off the front iron. Superhawks coming the other way. Near side, Crisp. Jacks up a 3. Bullseye. Another one falls for Crisp from beyond the arc.
Superhawks were being really aggressive from 3 and didn't shoot great from 3 in that last game against the Salem Capitals. Kind of ended up being their undoing.
And the Jags lose control of the possession. The ball rolls out of bounds that time, and it's going to be Seattle ball. So the score 18-11. It's going to bring us to our first timeout of the game. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on TBL TV.
Willamette Valley Jags, 11.
All right, let's play our first game. I need 2 people to play rock, paper, scissors, shoot for a free t-shirt. Come on, 2 people. 2 random people. Don't matter. Anybody. Anybody. Come on. Somebody in the crowd. Somebody can do it. 1 person? Draco, you want to do it? You want another shirt? Who wants to play the PA announcer in the game real quick? Come on, 1 person. Nobody? Not 1? Come on. Come on. All right, y'all gonna make me try again, but I'm gonna just walk up to people next time. I'm gonna just grab somebody from the crowd. I'm looking at you in the hoodie with the do-rag on, specifically. gonna give him a pass right now. But the moment that baby's not in your hands, Draco, they didn't want nothing. Nobody wanted to smoke. Nobody wanted. All right, you guys play rock, paper, scissors. If you win, you get to shoot. Whoever makes a layup first wins. Simple. Just put the ball in the basket. You gotta make a basket. She about to miss. No, you don't. You missed. Come on, man. Y'all gotta come to the game and have some fun, man. Y'all gotta come down here. Next time. Promise me two of y'all are coming down here next time. Anybody. Any two people. Come on. Next time, please.
Stay updated on the latest news, signings, and scores and more by following the Basketball League on social media. Also, want to give a thank you to sponsors CNC Woodcutters and Miguel's Lawn Service. Thanks for what you do for all the Willamette Valley. Welcome back to the action here. The score 18-11. 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. Super Hawks basketball. Up top, it's Crisp, guarded by Gurley. He gives it up. Now near side with Montoya. Back up top. Now with Hardy. He puts up a shot, a couple feet inside the arc. It's good. An excellent steal by the Super Hawks. They get the ball right back. George underneath the basket, and he loses it.
Some sloppy inbounding right there from the Jaguars, and they kind of catch a break right there as George loses that one. With his 6'9" frame and his scoring ability, I can only assume he was getting ready to jam that one down. So not just a break on the scoreboard, but a break in the momentum department.
So 20-11 the score, 6 minutes to go. Gurley with it up top. Gurley crisscrossing, steps back, almost loses the ball, but takes care of it. Excellent defense played by Montoya. This time stolen away by the Super Hawks. Here it comes from right to left. Crisp, 2-on-1, goes up and all the way around, puts it home. A tough circus layup there. Doubles the Jags in points to score 22-11.
David Crisp getting crafty under the rim, like Brody said, just up and under. Tough.
So Mix drops the ball, and he doesn't want to pick it back up. It'd be a travel. So another turnover for the Jags. Comes at a rough time. So they're down by 11, and it's Seattle ball.
Down 11, still super early in this one, and the Super Hawks have been showing some really good shot making. So I think it's just important for the Jaguars to keep playing this good defense, and eventually you'll get some defensive breaks.
So here's the Super Hawks. Hardy with it, poked away. Nice play by Hansen. Here he comes the other way. He lays it up and in. Brandon Hansen. Awesome defensive play.
Exactly what I'm talking about right there. Good defense turns into good offense, and Jaguars just need to get to string together a couple of good possessions.
So George has it underneath, goes for the poster, but a whistle early. It's going to be an offensive foul, called a charge, and it's Jags ball.
The physicality of Deshaun George right there, nothing intentional, but just too strong and sends the defender down, but that one's going to go against him, and the Jaguars will retain possession.
And look at this, pressure applied by the Super Hawks, but they let off as the ball's inbounded. Williams with it up top. Gives it up the Mix. He's going to turn. No hesitation on the triple. Of course, Troy Mix Jr. from the top of the arc.
There's another three for Troy Mix. Had 7 in both of the last 2 Jaguars games.
And here goes Mix. He gets the steal. A nice pass into the hands of Johnson. He puts up a shot from the nail. Rattles in and out. Super Hawks ball, 22-16 the score. The triple's up off the hands of Guzman. No good. Rebound goes to the Jags. L.J. Robinson with the ball. He forwards the pass up. Shot off the hands of Williams. No good that time. Rebound Seattle. And another turnover. Brandon Hansen once again. Fast break situation. Williams goes up and finishes for 2. So how about the Jags taking care of business? They're back within 4.
Just like that. Some good defensive possessions. You see a couple steals right there. Brandon Hansen bringing that defensive spark, and then a tough finish. Cy Williams right there with the non-dominant left hand through contact, and just like that, it's only a 4-point game. Jaguars are right back in this one like they never left.
Well, we got a ball game on our hands once again. We're going to step aside when we come back. The rest of the first quarter here on TBL TV.
All right, Jericho, Kyrie, come here. I know I can get you guys to play again. They both got t-shirts, so I'm not going to give them a t-shirt. They already got one. All right. Y'all can play rock, paper, scissors, all right? And then whoever wins, I'm going to get a ball and you go try to score. Okay?
Really is
All right,
fast.
so rock, paper, scissors.
And more often than not,
Ooh, paper, paper. Okay.
just the biggest
Rock,
thing is
rock.
like,
All right.
sure,
Go try to make a basket.
this is like we're shooting for cover, right? So we're just trying to get as much
Ooh,
everything
good try. Come back.
in a shot.
All right, go
You don't
again.
have to be, like, if you're in the
Rock, paper, scissors. Go again.
there, in terms of how zoomed in,
Paper, paper.
just so
Rock,
we see
rock.
everything. And very conscious
Okay.
at it,
Go.
but it looks different on there than on
Oh, he's shooting a free throw. Ooh,
in terms of
big money. All right, last one. Come back, come back, come back. Last one.
there, but,
Go again.
yeah.
Rock, rock.
And again,
Ooh.
very low stakes, low pressure.
Oh, almost. Good try, guys. Appreciate you. See, it's so easy. 6-year-olds can do it. You airball.
I want to give a thank you to sponsors GER Lawn Care and Harrington Realty Group for all they do in the Willamette Valley. The score 22-18 here in quarter number 1, 4 minutes to go. It's Seattle ball. Up top, it's Montoya, guarded by Hansen. He sends it over near side to Hardy. Drives down the left lane, comes back out with it. Hardy puts up a long two, it's in. Big time bucket by Hardy.
Yeah, exactly what I was going to say. A big-time bucket. He likes those long twos. If you're feeling it, you might as well take it.
Mixed with an excellent pass down low and just some miscommunication as Williams tosses the ball over to the Superhawks bench.
Yeah, just a mental lapse right there, Cy Williams. Trying to make a play a little too quickly. You got to come down on both feet with the ball and take a second, not too long, but make sure that you're confident about where you're putting that pass. And that one is a little too quick, a little too reckless. Sends that right into the Superhawks bench.
24-18 the score. Armand Davis with it. Now near side. Up top with George. Over to Montoya. He puts up a triple short. He gets his own rebound, drives it down the lane, gets it into the hands of George. Now up top. Davis drives down the right lane. Euro step, puts it up, and gets fouled. So the first foul of the game on the Jags, this time on Williams. But they've done a good job this quarter of not fouling too much. That's something they've struggled with so far this season.
Exactly. We talk about that every game. It's a Jaguars team that's gotten in real foul trouble to start the year. It's cleaned up a bit in the last 3 or 4 games, but to start this year, they kept getting into the getting other teams into the bonus with more than half a quarter to go. And when you keep doing that, a team's just going to go to the line for to make a 6-minute quarter last 20 minutes of real time. So it's been a real weak spot for them, and that free throw disparity had showed it, but they're starting to clean it up, Brody.
So Rouse drills that free throw to score 26-18. Here's Hansen wasting no time, kicks it out to the corner. Now up top, LJ Robinson, you bet. Another triple falls for the Jags. It's a 5-point ball game.
Great ball movement right there from Jaguars. I like that. Quick but decisive passes.
So Crisp gets underneath the basket. Turnaround, follow-away shot, no good. Rebound by Mix. The Jags pushing the tempo. Mix sends it over to Hansen. Hansen drives down the right lane, kicks it out. Boyce long two, thinks about it, steps to the side, puts it up. It's in.
There's Ryan Boyce coming into the game, getting his first shot to go. Smart shot selection right there to step to the side.
Crisp down low to Guzman. He's backing down his defender, LJ Robinson. Guzman kicks it out. The triple's up by Davis. A little long that time. Davis grabs his own rebound. Kicks it out. Crisp thinks about a shot, steps back, puts it up from even deeper. Bingo! Nothing but net that time from 3 feet behind the line.
David Crisp, a real playmaker for this Superhawks team, and stepping back from long range.
But here's Mix trying to match it. You bet! Troy Mix Jr. matches the triple. It's a 3-point ball game. Chris picks up his dribble, sends it near side of George. He wants in on the action. Little long that time, but an offensive rebound. Johnson goes back up and gets fouled, so he's going to the line for 2.
You see Troy Mix Jr. just step into one right there, and he's been the hottest shooter in the building tonight and has been for the Jaguars. I mentioned it earlier. He's had 7 threes, which is a Jaguars franchise record in a game. In both of the last 2 games, he scored over 20 points in both of those games as well, and really finding his shooting stride here.
So first free throw, no good. Keeps it a 3-point ball game. Got some substitutions here. Polynice comes back into the game as well as Guzman.
If you recognize the name Polynice, might be because the 15-year NBA vet, Olden Polynice, is the father of Chase, number 13, playing in this game.
Free throw number 2 by Johnson. That one's in. 30-26 the score. Hanson with the ball. Hanson zigzags down the hardwood. Sends it near side to Robinson. The Jags taking their time, 10 on the shot clock. Robinson down the left lane, puts it up, no good. Boy, it's almost there for the putback jam. But here comes the Superhawks. Excellent pass down the court. The shot is up and in from the right block. Rouse that time able to score.
Rouse, smart decision right there with the pump fake. Wait until Johnson puts the body on you.
But here's Mix along 2, a little long that time. Superhawks coming the other way. Crisp up top. Chris crosses his way down the floor, turns, puts up a shot, gets the foul, falling away, going to the line.
Almost had the touch for a real highlight play and one right there. Stepping away through the contact and then flicking that up with the left hand. Chris has shown how productive of a scorer he's been so far. He's only played in 1 game for this Superhawks team before this, but scored 14 points in that one and was 5 for 10 from the field. So really effective scorer.
So makes the first. It's a 26-33 game, make that 34. Jags losing their grip on the comeback. Hanson with the ball, crossing half court. Looking for a screen from Boyce. He crosses, goes down the right lane, and he gets fouled that time going up for the layup. So Hanson going to the line.
Hanson showing off the handle. He's crafty with the ball in his hands, got it on a string, and you see him get into the lane right there. We've seen him show off those crossovers a couple times today, but that time getting it right to the hoop and a lot of contact down below the rim, so he'll be shooting.
First free throw's up, rattles home. Minutes go in the first quarter. What's been a pretty competitive ball game so far. Number 2 looking to go 2 for 2 at the line. Bingo. 34-28 the score. Superhawks looking to respond. Crisp up top. Takes the screen. Gets it down to Polynice on the lob, no good. Jags coming the other way. It's Robinson. Nice dish across the block. Johnson goes up, gets the foul and almost makes the shot, but going to the line for 2.
Once again, kind of the same thing that I said about Rouse on the other end when Tavion Johnson was the one coming to defend. But right there, Johnson doesn't go up right away when he definitely would have gotten a foul on the way he was pushed right there, but waits until he has a better look at the rim and braces the contact, goes up into it. Can't get the and one, but he's going to the line for 2, and with a minute left, he just put the Superhawks into the bonus.
So Johnson swishes that first free throw. Cuts the lead down to 5. And if the Jags can continue to inch away at this lead going into the second quarter, that'd be a really good start to quarter number 2. That's exactly what they're looking to do. Johnson, another free throw. He takes his time, puts it up, and in. 34-30 the score, Seattle with the ball. Crisp with it up top, guarded by Mix. Crisp surveying the floor. Gets it over to Johnson, who crisscrosses down the left lane, puts it up and in. Nice finish that time above the defender.
Great touch right there. Through the contact once again. It's been a very physical game.
Boyce with it on the left wing, goes down low to Johnson. Back to Boyce, he scoops and scores. Excellent play there by the Jacks.
Great finish from Boyce right there. A lanky player, but extending that arm as far as he could to scoop that layup up and over the defender.
So just a couple of seconds separating shot and game clock. Seattle slowing it down. Crisp with the ball. He goes up top to Johnson. Johnson step back very long too. You bet. Tough step back shot. 6 on the clock. Boyce with the ball on the right wing. 3, 2. The shot's up by Boyce. A little long. So that's going to do it for quarter number 1. The score 38-32.
Yeah, just Jags getting back into this one, but a couple of unlucky breaks. But they're playing great defense, and as long as they can continue that needs to be their real defensive identity. That needs to be their identity as a team, because good defense leads to good offense, and that's what the Jaguars are hoping to keep stringing together throughout the rest of this one.
Well, we're going to step aside in this close ball game. When we come back, it's the second quarter on TBL TV.
Once again, we thank all of you for coming out and supporting your Jaguars. You know, if you like old school R&B, you got to tune in to the newest radio station out of Salem, the KSOS Radio, the People's Station. We play the best of old school R&B. That's KSOS Radio, the soul of Salem.com.
Hooter Apparel provides the official jerseys and merchandise of the TBL, offering custom team gear and top quality uniforms. To order your favorite team's custom apparel, go to the live stream chat and click on the banner now. Well, back to the action here in quarter number 2. The score 38-32. Jags making their way back into this one.
Absolutely. Jags are doing everything they can. On and fighting in this one. Haven't seen some good shots fall, but, you know, shots aren't going to fall all the time. You got to get good shots to get them to fall, and it's going to be really important for this team to not rush anything, keep finding those efficient looks, and move it to the open man.
So Hansen getting the second quarter started. Goes up top. Johnson, no hesitation on the triple, no good. Here comes the Superhawks, a tip pass. But an excellent play there by Thomas to go get it. An offensive rebound off the missed shot for Seattle. Up top, it's Rouse drives down the lane. And the ball lost by Seattle off the pass. So it's Jags' ball.
Big man Jamal Thomas coming in right there. Barely missed that layup. We've got a player down on the sideline up to the Jaguars bench. Can't quite tell what the problem is, but he's holding that ankle up. Does not look good for Caleb Rouse.
Yeah, not what you want to see, especially so early in this ball game. But he walks back on the floor, says he's okay, but he's going to go over and talk to coach. There he goes. He's walking off himself, which is a good sign, but going to take some time there to assess the situation. So it's Boyce with the ball for the Jacks. Boyce slowly making his way across half court, goes over to Hansen on the other side. Hansen steps back, puts up a long three. Little long, off the back iron, and a win off the hanging there above the rim, so just going to be called out of bounds in Seattle ball.
Yeah, tough break for Hansen right there. Three doesn't go, and it's a turnover. Eliminates all possibilities of an offensive rebound.
So on the left wing, Montoya goes down the left lane, puts it up with the left. Lots of lefts there. That shot, no good. Mix with the ball. Slings it over near side. Stevens puts it up. It's in. Ace Stevens comes into the game and knocks it down. 35-38 the score.
Stevens, a shooter that this team relies on, hadn't been all that hot this year. Under 30%. Drilled that one.
Man, a triple nailed by Crisp in the corner, and he gets the ball. Off the inbounds, goes up and puts it in. David Crisp with the crowd silencing play. 43-35. It was just a three-point ball game.
2 crowd silencing plays in just about 5 seconds. If you're David Crisp, he's wasting no time and focusing on defense.
But here comes Ryan Boyce the other way. No good. Johnson there for the offensive board, but he loses the ball. Seattle pushing the tempo. Montoya with it. Sends it near side. Another corner three is up. A little short that time. A fight for the rebound. This time, still waiting to see. I believe it's going to stay with Seattle.
Does look like it's going to stay off Seattle. And you see the big man, Jamal Thomas, crashing down low, and 6'7". He's one of the biggest players on this team. But with this Jaguars team having the absence of Jordan Robinson, you got other players usually sitting at that forward position, stepping up to guard these big men. So he got blitzed right there, and that one was off the Jags.
Montoya gets the ball in. The shot's up off the inbound. Bingo. Guzman that time, nailing the shot. 10-point ball game out of nowhere. Hanson with the ball, trying to get the Jags back into this one. He crisscrosses down the right lane, picks it up. Behind the back pass over to Johnson. Johnson, feeling the pressure, spins away, puts it up and in. Tavion Johnson, another bucket.
His 11th point of the game. Good work from Johnson right there. He almost lost the ball, but focused, put it up the left-handed hook.
So George with it up, top guarded by Mix, now down low. George goes up through the contact, no good, but an offensive rebound. Montoya with it, goes right into Johnson, no good, and I think there should be a net violation there. And Jack's ball.
Offensive basket interference right there as George misread the bounce off of the rim and just barely got a finger on that net. That's enough for the refs to call offensive interference. Make it Jaguars basketball.
Jack's ball still down by 10. Looking to get back into this one. Hanson gets it in. Right over to Stevens. Back to Hanson. He's able to get past half court. Hanson driving down the lane, kicks it out. Long two from Johnson. A little short that time. Montoya tries to send it across the court, stolen by Hanson. 3-on-2, the Jags scrambling. Johnson puts up the floater, and it rattles home.
Well, a little chaos right there, but it ends in a Jaguars bucket. They got to feel good about that one.
Chris on the left wing, guarded by Hanson. He takes a screen by George, runs the good old pick and roll to success. Picture perfect play there by Seattle.
Old reliable, go to the pick and roll, oldest play in the book. Works for the Superhawks.
So Mix picks up his dribble, sends it over to Hanson on the left lane. He goes up top, Mix left open, top of the key, you bet. Troy Mix Jr. from downtown.
Touched on it, hottest shooter in the building, maybe even the city. Troy Mix Jr. lighting it up.
So Crisp, feeling the pressure, gets it over to Guzman. He puts up a triple off the front iron. LJ Robinson with the board. 42-47. Robinson gets fouled in transition.
See LJ Robinson get the ball right there off of the rebound and then just put his foot on the gas. He's flying down the floor. And I love the way he pushes it in transition. I think it's a really important part of this Jaguars team to go fast, go quick, and he embodies that. Gets down the floor fast, looking at the basket with some urgency, but also still trying to find the best shot he can.
So it's a 5-point ball game. Jacks were down by 10 just a moment ago. Before that, down by just 3. So it's really been an interesting game so far, but the Jacks have been down for a majority of the ball game. The inbounds gets into the hands of Williams. He puts up a triple off the back iron. Rebound Seattle. Davis tries to get it down to the paint, no good. They run towards our table. That's our sign to run away.
Yeah, well, I ducked away right there. I was not trying to get in on any of that action. 2 really big humans flying right at me, so I was fully ready to clear out. Might have lost my headset in the process, but.
So it's going to remain Seattle ball. George with it, gives it up to Davis. He thinks about a shot, decides to shoot it. It's in. Armand Davis from way downtown. So here goes Robinson on the left lane. Picks up his dribble, feeling the pressure. Trying to find an open teammate. And it's poked away by Guzman. He forwards the pass over to Montoya. He's able to scoop and score. Back to a 10-point ball game.
They just made that one easy right there. Nobody was really going to help LJ Robinson being doubled. That means somebody's open. You got to make it easy for him to make that pass.
Swanson goes up with it, no good. Rebound Seattle. Montoya slings it up the floor to Davis. He goes up and under, no good. Davis grabs the ball, poked away, it's Jags ball now. Hanson slings it over to Stevens, who puts up the triple, no good. A fight for the rebound, and Robinson comes down with it. He puts it up and in.
Jaguars won't go away. They're cleaning up down low. Now we've got a timeout by the Superhawks. Every time it looks like they're about to pull away, they just can't do it. The Jaguars staying in this one.
So the Jags fighting to stay in this game, doing a nice job of it. The score 52-44. We're going to step aside for a moment or two. When we come back, second quarter, here on TBL TV.
You gotta do it. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way. Come on, two more people. Two more people. Come on. Davey, you wanna play? Come on, Davey. I need one more person. Just one. I'm all the way up. One person. Come on. One person. Not you. Nobody? Come on. One person. Come on, dog. Just one game. Give me one. Come on. Just give me one. There we go. Come on. Throw me a ball. I need one more ball from that bag. I need Kirkwood. I need to see you get here. I'm gonna pick on you next time. All right. It's a quick hammer knockout starting at the free throw line. Ready. Go. Go. And, oh, okay, I thought you had Kendrick out. Come on. Come on, get it up there. That's game. He beat both of y'all. That's game.
Want to catch up on all the action you missed? Be sure to sign up for the TBL TV League Pass. For $99.99, you'll be able to follow your favorite teams, watch games live, or replay them anytime. Join our team and watch yours at tbltv.tv. Also want to give a special thank you to sponsors Hot Valley Brewing Company and Locust Marketing. Well, it's a 52-44 ball game, 7 minutes to go in half number one. Devlin, what are you seeing out there? As the Jags done a nice job at staying in this one, but just haven't been able to mount the comeback yet.
Well, I think it's pretty easy to point out that the biggest struggle so far for the Jaguars has been rebounding, and they haven't even had that much of a problem with it. This is the best rebounding team in the TBL. George averages 18 boards per game. That is the best. And Paulie Nice with the third most, just behind George Robinson. So rebounding has been a real, I wouldn't even say weak spot, because that's their weakness right now, but they're doing a great job of covering it up.
Well, Seattle able to score on the first possession out of the timeout. So here's Josiah Thompson, seeing him for the first time today. And for the Jags, taking care of the rock. Thompson goes to Mix. Mix holds onto the ball, puts up a three. You bet. Troy Mix Jr. has been red hot today.
His fourth three of the half.
So George with the ball, steps back looking to respond. No good. Nice rebound there by Williams. 47-52 ball game. The Jags working to come back. Excellent bounce pass Stevens kicks out. Boyce with the triple. Bingo! Back-to-back trips down the floor and back-to-back triples for the Jags.
Just like that, it's only a 2-point game. Jaguars with some real momentum plays.
Davis now with it. He puts up a triple, looking to respond, no good. Nix with the rebound. 6 minutes to go in the first half. The Jags with some real momentum. 2-point ball game. Stevens with the ball. He steps back, takes the screen, feeling the tight defense. Stevens steps back, and here comes the ball right to us. Nice play there. The ball is in my hands. I'm getting some action.
A little excitement here for us in the quote-unquote booth, but Brody's got the hands ready.
That's right. That's the fun part about not having a real booth. But anyways, here's Thompson with the ball, and he gets fouled with 2 seconds on the shot clock. Big break there for the Jags.
Big break and a big mistake for the Superhawks right there. 2 seconds on the shot clock. You gotta be aware, and you just can't foul in a situation like that because you're seconds away from forcing that shot clock violation. Now it's gonna go back up to 14.
Yeah, a brand new 14 on the clock for the Jags. And the inbound of Boyce, but a scramble by the Jags, and they catch a huge break.
We might have caught a huge break right there too.
Davis went flying by like a bullet. Almost knocked your computer off the table.
Armand Davis probably just saved us a couple $1,000s in equipment with his elusiveness saving that ball.
So Jack's ball, Boyce up top. Down by just 2, looking to mount the comeback. Thompson puts up a triple, little long, a fight for the rebound. Thompson comes away with it. Thompson up top, drives down the right lane, steps back, puts up the follow-away shot, nothing but net. Deuce Thompson. Big shot. Montoya wastes no time coming the other way. Rouse thinks about a shot, gives it down low, and it's good. Nice pass there, Guzman able to finish. 54-52. Williams with the ball. He goes to Mix, looking for another one. No good. Boyce fighting for the rebound, and he can't come away with it. Seattle ball, 2-on-1 situation. George gets it down low. Fighting through the contact, it's up and in by Davis.
Davis stays calm right there, waits, puts it back up patiently. If he rushes that one, it's a missed layup. He might get a foul call, but he plays that one smart.
So here's the triple. It's no good. A little right that time off the hands of Stevens. 56-52. Guzman with the ball. Sends it to the corner. Montoya from the left wing. Long. Offensive rebound by George. He spins, going to work on Williams. He puts up a tough shot, no good. Another offensive board, it's up and in. Montoya that time, able to finish.
This is where the rebounding struggle comes in for the Jaguars. You have your biggest player on the floor guarding George, the best scorer for this team, and right when he gets that stop, there's nobody big enough to rebound down there with these Superhawks.
Seattle, another steal. Here's Davis. Makes the pass. It's up, no good. Somehow the Jags are able to walk out of that one damage-free. So it's going to be Jags ball. A bit of chaos here. Seattle almost got another steal.
Wow. I'm not sure if we were able to get that one on the camera, but it sure looked like Caleb Rouse got that timeout off when he was in the air.
Huh.
I don't think that's good enough to call it, but a ref signaled like that was the decision. But it does appear to be Jaguars ball.
So a very close play there. So I'm sure the Superhawks would like to have that ball. But it's Boyce with it, 58-52 the score. Boyce going to work up top. Nice pass down low to Williams. He puts it up, no good. Johnson was there, and he gets fouled. I believe it could have been called a shooting foul on Williams.
Bit of a late whistle right there. That's why we have that uncertainty about it. But it does look like Cy Williams is going to the line.
Just the right call.
Yeah, I love the aggressiveness right there.
Yeah.
Definitely a foul, but going right up into Nashawn George, who's the most physical player on the floor right now and the best big man in the building, as Jordan Robinson is absent for this one.
So Williams knocks down the first shot at the charity stripe. Cuts the lead back down 5. And it's been a really competitive game so far. We just saw our first tie in quite a while, a couple moments ago. Now back to a 5-point ball game. Williams cashes in both at the line. 58-54 now the score.
Cy Cy Williams, the best free throw shooter for this Jaguars team, but that mark is just 71.4. It's something the Jaguars are hoping to clean up.
The triple's up by Crisp, a little long. The Jags get the rebound. A pass down the floor, intercepted by Crisp. Crisp going coast to coast, scoops it up, no good. Looked like that may have come off the hand a little awkward. So here's Jusai Thompson with the ball. Almost steps into a three, but decides not to shoot. Man, just a tough break there for the Jags as the ball bounced off of Williams and out of bounds.
Nobody you can really blame for that one. Kind of just awkward placement on that bounce pass and no good spot for Cy Williams to catch it. It's going to go out off of him. But Jaguars got to clean up those little turnovers if they want to come away in this one.
So here we go, 58-54, Seattle ball. 3 minutes to go in the half. It's George with it, turns, puts up a tough shot, draws the whistle. He's going to the line for two.
George, really physical down low. He's going to the line with chances to get his 9th and 10th points already on the day, but we talked a lot about the rebounding for this Superhawks team and the absence of rebounding for the Jaguars. Hope Deshaun George to just 5 rebounds with 3 minutes left in this half is a great job of just execution by this Jaguars team that's undersized today, missing their most consistent player in Jordan Robinson, the guy who usually gets that assignment.
Yeah, and you can definitely see the hole that the Jags have without Robinson out there on the floor, like you're saying. Those rebounds just falling into the hands of the Superhawks play after play, especially on offense. We've seen that a lot. The Superhawks have done a great job on the offensive glass specifically up to this point. That's just been an interesting thing to see in this game so far.
Yeah, 9 offensive rebounds. It's a great point you make, Brody. And 3 of those offensive rebounds going to Malik Montoya, a 6'3" guard. And those are kind of just the defensive lapses that you can't let happen because, you know, the last person you want to get it is the big man. But when the guards are coming in and doing that cleanup work for the Superhawks team, it creates a new challenge, and you got to box out everybody. Everybody on the Jaguars team has to be hitting somebody when that ball goes up, and then you got to be aware of where the ball is going and where your defender is, where your offensive player you are defending is, because the second you lose sight of him, you might as well have already given up the offensive rebound.
Yeah, and there's certainly some work to be done there, but something feels right to notice that the Jags have done a much better job with the fouls in this game. Have not fouled very much at all. In fact, they've had less fouls, just 4 compared to 7 by the Superhawks so far. So really solid job up to this point. Bit ironic coming at a play where there will be some free throws shot by the Superhawks, but just the other night the Bighorns shot 41 free throws. And that played a huge role. I mean, obviously, 41 extra point opportunities. It played a massive role in what ended up just being a 4-point ball game.
And that's been a recurring theme for this Jaguars team this year. We've seen the free throw disparities look cartoonish at certain points, especially really early in the season. Those first 3 or 4 games, defending without fouling was the biggest problem. It was almost the only problem because it's so hard to focus on other things going right or wrong when you have this one specific part of the game that just kills you every time that you can always point to as the reason.
So I want to thank the NAACP, Lynn Benton Branch. All they've done for the Willamette Valley is we come back to the action. 60-54 the score. Jaguars ball. Williams with it, goes near side of Boyce. Now up top of Gurley. Just a 6-point game. Boyce with it on the right wing. Feeling the defense up top. Boyce zigzag, steps back, thinks about a shot, steps to the side, puts it up, no good. A fight for the rebound. And look at that, Johnson comes away with it. Doesn't get the call, Montoya strips it away. Montoya near side, crisp, jacks up a 3, long that time. Offensive rebound, rejected by Williams. Here comes the Jags, Gurley the other way. He scoops, no good. And a rebound by the Jags. Rouse throws it all the way up the floor. George with ease puts it in for 2.
There's an easier 2 points for Deshaun George on the end of that right there. But what a block from Cy Williams coming in. Jaguars unable to score on the other end, but excellent defense from the much smaller defender.
Gurley feeds Johnson down low. He looks for his shot. puts it up, going to the line for two. Tavion Johnson doing a nice job of getting to his spot and drawing the whistle.
This is something that I like a little bit more. This Jaguars team, it's not that they haven't gotten to the rim, but I think you got to put some more emphasis on attacking the rim. This is a team that has some good shot blocking, but we haven't seen Chase Polynice on the floor in a little bit. Nashawn George averages under a block a game despite the 6'9" frame. So it's really important to go right at him, and with him being the best scorer and best rebounder for this team, essentially being the real outlier in this game, because the Jags don't have somebody to truly match up with that without Jordan Robinson. So go right at him. Why not try and get him in foul trouble? Tavion Johnson's got the right idea on that possession.
And Johnson, someone who's averaging 13 points a game, already has 14 in the game here. Make that 15. And Johnson got to talk to him after the game the other day. He's just told me about all the fun changes that have been made with practice, obviously with the new coaching staff here in the last couple of weeks for the Jags. And he's talked about how it's brought a lot of the fun back to the game, and the results speak for themselves on the floor. So 62-56 the score, as here goes Crispy, kicks it out. Thought we'd see a corner three, but not that time. Crispy now in the corner, and there's the shot clock.
Unaware of the shot clock right there. Chris gets it in the corner, had to get it up quick, but wasn't paying enough attention. Jaguars get the ball back, down 6, minute and a half.
So a minute and a half to go here in half number one. That's a Gurley to inbound. Gonna get in the boys. The Jags looking to make this one close. Going into halftime. Gurley zigzags his way across half court. Gets it into the hands of Williams. Williams loses his dribble, picks it up. Nice feed down low to Johnson. He can't hold on to the ball, but it's gonna stay Jags ball.
Right idea there. I really like that play where you got Cy Williams operating up top, get into that mid-range, which is his sweet spot when he gets his best shots, and dump it down to Tavion Johnson, but that one just didn't work out.
LJ Robinson no good, but Johnson gets the ball, puts it back up and in. 17 for Johnson in half number one.
Tavion Johnson, his fifth offensive rebound of the game. Been very effective down low and picking up the absence of Jordan Robinson.
So it's Theo Johnson with the ball, sends it near side of Montoya. Now on the elbow with George. George kicks it over to Davis up top. He drives down the right lane, puts it up. It's good. 45 seconds, 64-58 here in half number one. Boyce feels the trap, throws it over to Gurley. Gurley now on the right corner. Robinson, bingo from the right corner.
Great movement right there. 30 seconds left.
It's a three-point ball game. Montoya up top, steps back, puts up the triple, and gets the foul to go. No good on the shot, but going to the line for not 2, but 3.
Isaac Gurley can't believe that one. You see him pleading with the official. Just barely got in that landing space. Just maybe a toe down right there. But it was enough to affect the landing of Malik Montoya. Can't capitalize on the 3, but now going to get chances at the line.
So it was a one-possession ball game once again, but Montoya able to extend the lead to 4. And that's where it's going to stay as he misses free throw number 2. Has one more coming from the charity stripe. And the shot clock will be turned off as it's 0.1 second, under 24 left on the game. So 66-61 the score. Gurley with the ball. Jags likely holding for the final shot. Gurley guarded by Crisp up top. Now over to Robinson. Boyce puts up a long 3. No good that time. 8 seconds to go. Nice pass down the floor. Johnson with the ball. 3 to shoot. He goes down the left lane, puts it up, and draws the whistle. Under a second to go in the first half. The free throws going to the Super Rocks.
Good awareness of the clock right there from Theo Johnson. Gets right into the lane, gets it up with under a second left to go. Can't get the layup, but lucky enough to get the foul. Now a chance to extend this past the 5-point lead that the Super Rocks already have.
66-61 the score. Super Rocks looking to extend that lead. Free throws up and in. There's one more going his way. looking to extend the lead to 7, and he does. So under a second to go. Gurley unable to get the shot off in time. That's going to do it for the first half. The score 68-61.
Yep. Not the best way for the Jaguars to end that half, but just a 7-point game. This one's completely in reach. Jaguars got to clean up the offense a little bit. I've talked so much this year about how the defense has been a problem, and today, defending well, but just need to get some of those shots to go down, and we'll see what adjustments they make in the second half.
Before we step away, I want to give a thank you. Our photo booth sponsor, Fitzpatrick Painting. Also, the official game ball of the TBL is provided by Baden Sports. For over 40 years, Baden's delivered top quality equipment, supporting the passion for a better game. Go to badensports.com for more information. For more details on the league, visit thebasketballleague.net. That's going to do it for the first half. The score 68-61. We'll be right back with half number 2 here on TBL TV.
inside my hand. So I dig into my pocket, all my money spent. So I can keep up, still coming up to rent. So I start my mission, leave my residence, thinking how I'm gonna get the dead presidents. I need money. I used to be a stick-up kid, so I think of all the devious things I did. I used to roll up, cause there's a hole up. Ain't nothing funny, stop smiling, still don't nothing move but the money. But now I learn to earn cause I'm righteous. I feel great, so maybe I might just search for a 9 to 5. If I strive, then maybe I'll stay alive. So I walk up the street, whistling this, feeling out of place, this man do I miss. A pen and a paper, a stereo, a taper. Me and Eric being a nice big plate of fish, which is my favorite dish. But without no money, it's still a wish. Cause I don't like to dream about getting paid. So I dig into the books of the rhymes that I made. Soon as test to see if I got pulled, hit the studio, cause I'm paid for. Check this out. Yo, you go to your girl's house and I go to mine. My girl is definitely there. You know I'm out. So I hear what you're saying. So let's just pump the music up and count our money. So check this out, yo. Eli, turn the bass down because the beat's more rocking. Now let's get it all in perspective. For all y'all enjoyment, a song y'all can step with. Y'all appointed me to bring rap justice, but I ain't 5-0, y'all know it's not, yo. Grey Goose and a whole lot of hydro. Only describe us as soldier survivors. Stay laced in the best, well dressed with finesse in the white tee, looking for wifey. Girl who fly and talk so nicely. Put her in the booth so she can feel the night breeze. We can drive through the city, no doubt, but don't say my car's topless. Say that. Newness, here's the anthem. Put your hand up that you shoot with, count your loot with. Push the pool stick in your new crib, same hand that you hold with. Swing around like you stupid. King of the town, yeah, I've been there. You know I click clack, where you and your men's at. Through the smurf, through the wild baseball bat. Rooftop like we bringing 88 back. They shooting. Made you look. You a slave to a page in my rhyme book. Getting big money, playboy, your time's up. Where them gangsters, where them dimes at. They shooting. Made you look. You a slave to a page in my rhyme book. Getting big money, playboy, your time's up. Where them gangsters at, where them dimes at. This ain't rapping, this is street hop. Now get up off your ass like your seat hot. My lava lit up the reefer. Truck in the car, we got the street sweeper. Don't start none, won't be none. No reason for your mans to panic. You don't want to see no ambulance. Knock a pimp straight down in his pimp cup. That's the way you get Timberland up. Let the music diffuse all the tension. Ball up convention, free admission. Hustlers, dealers, and killers can move swift. Girls get close, you can feel where the tools kept. All my just coming homies, parolees. Get money, leave the beat alone slowly. Get out my face, you people so phony. Pull out my waist, the eagle so phony. They shooting. Made you look. You a slave to a page in my rhyme book. Getting big money, playboy, your time's up. Where them gangsters, where them dimes at. They shooting. Made you look. You a slave to a page in my rhyme book. Getting big money, playboy, your time's up. Where them gangsters at, where them dimes at. I see running. Yo, my mood is real rude. I lay you out, show you what still do. Monsters don't box my punch out of blocking. Every invitation to fight your punk answers. Like Punch said, you ain't even in the class. I made back, spins back, seat, TV plasma. Ladies looking for athletes or rappers. Whatever you choose, whatever you do. Make sure he a thug and intelligent too. Like a real thoroughbred is. Show me love, let me feel how the hand is. Females used to sex kids. It's always the
That's
next
where I like it. But just, yeah. Just kind of follow the action. Start down here.
We're back to basketball action here at Crescent Valley High School between the Seattle Superhawks and the Willamette Valley Jaguars.
Welcome back to the action here. Second half underway. 68-61 the score. Superhawks in the lead. Jags looking to come out, start the second half off with a bang. Gurley with the ball, gives it up to Mix on the right wing. Mix now to Johnson. Johnson goes down the left lane, picks up his dribble, puts up the shot, it's good. Tavion Johnson picking up right where he left off in the first half. 19 points in the game.
Well, you stole my line. I was about to say the exact same thing. Tavion Johnson, leading scorer for this Jags team, has been really effective today.
But there's Crisp left open, and he makes the defense pay on the right wing triple.
Crisp has been capitalizing from deep today. That is 5th of the game already.
So it looks like this is going to be Superhawks ball after the Jags lost it, went out of bounds off the baseline.
Robinson just barely loses that one. That ball's coming over under our table, but we've got it.
It's happened a couple of times already today. So Superhawks ball, 71-63 the score. They're looking to make this a double-digit game once again. Crisp, a really solid game, 21 points. Leading the whole game in scoring. Has the ball up top, guarded by Mix. Sends it over to Guzman. Guzman drives down the right lane, picks up his dribble, throws it up top. Mix is sprinting for it. Just going to be a backcourt violation, Jags basketball.
Couple scares right here. Armand Davis almost goes flying into the camera, but hey, he's been elusive today. I'll give him all the credit. He's, like I said earlier, probably saved us a couple $1,000s in equipment, flying all over the place trying to save the ball.
Early. Gets it into Johnson. Now over to Mix on the left wing. Mix slings it up top to Gurley. He puts up a deep three from the volleyball line. No good. Rebound to the Superhawks. Montoya with the ball on the right wing. Montoya crisscrosses, goes up top. The triple is up by George, a little long. Gurley corrals the ball. He goes across half court himself. Bounce pass down low to Johnson. Johnson trying to go from block to block, but poked away by the Superhawks. Crisp with it. Lobs it down low for George. Shots up, no good. Point blank range. Gets it to go the second time.
Gets his own rebound right there, puts it up strong. Couldn't get the first one to go on the much smaller defender, but there's a little bit of evidence of how strong George is in the paint.
Mix with the ball up top. Drives down the left lane, picks it up. Gives the shot to Williams. 17 feet, no good. 10-point ball game. Superhawks with the ball. George on the left wing. Sends it across the court into the hands of Davis. He puts up a triple, no good. Rebound Williams. Here comes Gurley. Spins around the defense. That time gets fouled. A little bit of a late whistle there, but going to stay Jags ball.
Yeah, well, I've seen a couple slightly late whistles. This one might be us. Maybe we're used to something quicker. But that one, like you mentioned, a little bit behind the play. Gurley falls, but was fouled. Going to stay Jags ball.
So here's Johnson able to get the ball in up top. Takes a dribble, looks at the rim, gives it up. Robinson with it, goes to Gurley. He puts up a three. No good, barely missing there. George corrals the rebound. Here comes Crisp the other way. Passes to the corner. The triple is up. You bet. Big time bucket by Armand Davis in the left corner. 13-point game.
Armand Davis shoots just under 40% from three on the year. Entering this game, and been a real threat from out there. He just missed one, but he's not going to miss twice.
So another foul called against the Superhawks. 2 quick fouls here in quarter number 3. Nice shot there by Tavion Johnson, staying strong with the ball. So Mix grabs the inbound. Troy Mix looking to get to a spot guarded by Montoya. Takes a screen. Loses the ball that time, but gets it right back. Mix steps into a triple. Of course! Troy Mix Jr. But here comes Crisp the other way. He goes all the way around and puts it in. Ball stolen away by the Superhawks, and here's Crisp top of the key. It's in, nothing but net. What a series of events. The Superhawks dominating out of the gates. The score 81-66.
Superhawks jumping out to a 15-point lead in a matter of seconds right there. David Crisp is hot today. 24 points. Excuse me, I'm doing my math wrong. That is 26 points for him right there after his second 5-point sequence in probably just under 3-5 seconds. I'm not sure, but it's happening quick either way.
ridiculous. And the way that it happened there. The layup going all the way around the world and it not been in its home. The intercepted pass and the triple, there was no doubt that ball was going through. Just a tough series of events. And now, the work cut out for the Jags as this lead is extending.
Yeah, all the momentum swinging in the way of the Superhawks right there. You saw that Troy Mix loses the ball up there and square the shot clock and steps into that three with just 2 seconds on the shot clock and nails it. You think, okay, the Jaguars offense is starting to get going in this half after they've come out kind of slow, and then everything just goes right in the Superhawks' way. Seattle is just coming out very poised in this one and looking calm and experienced out there.
Before we get back to the action on the hardwood, want to give a quick thank you to our sponsors, Southpaw's Pizza and Sports Bar. And here comes the Jags back out onto the floor. Score 81-66. So this one was a close game in danger of getting out of hand. The Jags looking to fight their way back. Gurley walks across half court, guarded by Crisp. Gurley goes near side over to LJ Robinson. Picks up his dribble. Now gives it to Mix. Mix slings it over to Gurley. Gurley forces a shot up. You heard a fan yelling the wrong shot clock, and he keyed the shot up. But here comes the Superhawks the other way. Here's Crisp with the three. No good that time. George with the offensive rebound. Goes from block to block over to Montoya. Now up top, Crisp, no hesitation. He puts it up again. Of course. David Crisp is feeling it.
He isn't going to miss twice. Able to get the second one to go.
So a block shot. Here goes Montoya. He steps across, puts it up, and gets fouled. Going to the line for two. Looking to extend the lead to 20.
It'll happen really, really fast, Brody. This team, this Superhawks roster has just caught fire, and especially David Crisp. 29 points in the game. He's got 7 threes now. This guy is just on an absolute heater, and I wouldn't say carrying, but he's kind of carrying the offensive load for this Superhawks team, especially in the second half.
19-point ball game. It was a very close game going into halftime, and the Superhawks have just come out with a different intensity here in half number 2. How about David Crisp and the performance he's had so far? 29 points in the game. 20-point ball game. Now Hansen with it. He goes over to the right wing in the hands of Robinson. Robinson tries to find Williams down low, but it's poked away. Here goes Crisp down the right lane, puts it up, and the putback's there for 2. Nice play by Guzman, being in the right place at the right time.
You mentioned it. Good cleanup right there, Jonathan Guzman.
And there's Davion Johnson going the other way quickly. And finally, the Jags able to score, and there's Johnson again, picking up the steal. Hansen with the ball. Slowing it down just a little bit. Still a 20-point game. Hansen crosses over, goes down the right lane, puts it up and under, gets the whistle to go. And now he's going to the line for 2.
Well, I love that aggressiveness right there. You get the paint cleared out. You don't have Nashawn George, the big body, protecting the rim. As he's cleared out, guarding his man, Cy Williams. You take it right to the hoop. Brandon Hansen knows exactly what he's doing. Attacks well. Can't get the layup, but going to the line.
So Hansen puts up the first free throw. That one rattles home. He's done a solid job in this game, that being his 5th point. Also has 3 assists, and as always, his really gritty defense.
Jaguars getting some points here. Maybe you just need to see one go down and have that Tavion Johnson layup. You got to hope that these plays will string together and give the Jaguars the momentum in this game.
Hansen goes 2 for 2 at the line that time. 18-point ball game. Guzman with it. Tries to find George down low, but it goes off his foot. I think it's going to be just a weird play here. Looks like it might stay with Seattle.
Might have been off of somebody else's foot. Looks like that's what George is arguing, but I didn't see a kick ball violation called, just a routine out of bounds. So not that it affects that much, but a little confusion here.
88-70 the score. Stays with the Super Rocks. Davis with the ball up top. He feeds George on the high post. George guarded by Nix. Looking to go to work. Puts his back to the basket, puts it up, draws the whistle. So now George going to the line for two.
George working down low, guy that averages a little bit over 23 points per game. Very productive so far today. He's going to the line now with a chance to score his 15th and 16th points, but guy that's usually the leading scorer in this one, and not today, David Crisp has got 29 points with a whole lot of basketball left to play. Got a real threat to this Jaguars team.
And you talk about a player like George, and it's not just the scoring, it's absolutely the rebounding as well. One of the best rebounders in all of the TBL, averaging 18 rebounds a game. He's already got 9 here in this one. In this 20-point ball game, 90-70 the score. Here comes Hansen. He feeds Johnson on the high post. Johnson turns to the basket, tries to put up a shot, gets poked away by George. So add a steal to his stat sheet. Here's a triple in the left corner. It's up and a little bit short. Johnson able to bring in the rebound. Hansen coming the other way. 6 minutes to go here in quarter number 3. Hansen up top. Looking to go to work. Step back triple is up. Barely off, but an offensive rebound by Johnson. He goes up, no good. Here's the Super Rocks. They try to get the pass in the right spot, but thrown a little long. But they call the foul on Hansen. He got a little bit aggressive there, and not the right time for that, as that pass looked like it was soaring out of bounds.
Yeah, you mentioned that pass was sailed out of bounds. Unless Jamal Thomas has a superhuman vertical, I don't think he was getting that one. And a pretty light call right there. I didn't see very much contact from Hansen, but gets him while Thomas is jumping, and that's more than enough for the call.
So Crisp with the ball. He jacks up a 3. Little long that time. Hansen comes away with the rebound. And this time, the ball dribbles its way out of bounds towards us once again. Feels like that's happened a lot today.
Yeah, we're very
a lot
popular
more normal
today.
That's right.
Maybe they just want you to take a shot, bro.
Yeah, it might have to happen. I don't know if I'd even hit the backboard from here. If I was lucky, maybe. So here's Johnson inbounding, gets it into Hansen. They call it backcourt.
Interesting call right there. Refs didn't clarify. Players are unaware, but defensive, offensive, lapse right there for the Jaguars. Got another stoppage here.
Yeah, another stoppage, like you mentioned, Edwin. 20-point game, it's going to stay with the Super Rocks. Johnson inbound. He makes a nice pass over to George. He's going to work on Mix. George step back triple on the right wing, off the right side of the iron. So here's Boyce, pushing the tempo the other way. Gets it over to Johnson. Thinks about a shot, kicks it out to Robinson on the right wing. Robinson, nice feed down to Johnson, who loses the ball. Tries to save it into Hansen, but unsuccessful that time. Another turnover for the Jags.
Pass just a little bit out in front of Tavion Johnson right there, but he's flying all over the place, doing everything he can to get the Jaguars back in this one.
Johnson pokes the ball free. Mix comes away with it. Now Mix with the ball. Guarded by Thomas. Mix looking to go to work. Sidestep triple on the right wing, a little long. Hansen there for the rebound. 6-foot guard with an offensive board. Robinson with the ball, feeling the pressure in the right corner. Ball gets poked out of bounds, but can stay with Willamette Valley.
Well, the Superhawks are doing a really, really good job of applying on-ball pressure. Every player on the floor for them has been up in the grill of these Jaguars ball handlers, and then blitzing in the paint and double-teaming the big men, making sure that nobody gets any easy looks. This team has really cleaned up their defense since halftime.
Hansen gets it into Robinson. No hesitation on the triple. Well long that time. It goes off of Montoya out of bounds. Staying with Willamette Valley again. Big break there for the Jags. But they're down by 20. It's going to take more than one break for them to get back into this one.
Both Montoya and Boyce sure that one was off of the other. Montoya even saying, look at the camera feed, but not sure he knows it's live.
So Boyce puts up a shot, no good, little short. Trying to beat the shot clock. Here comes the Super Rocks the other way. Johnson with it, puts it up and draws the whistle. So we're seeing a couple more fouls here for the Jags in this third quarter, that being their fourth of the second half.
Yeah, well, the fouls right here not necessarily being the true cause the Superhawks jumped out in this one.
Not at all.
But like the other games that we've watched with this team, it absolutely has been the central reason that another team goes on a big scoring run. And right here, just under 5 minutes left to play, and now being one away from a foul. As the Jags have fallen out of this one a little bit, they're starting to foul more and look a little bit more like the team that we've seen all year.
And the last thing they want to do here is to put the Superhawks in the bonus. That would just make it even harder to come back. So here's Boyce down the left side of the floor. He crisscrosses, steps back, goes up top to Robinson, drives down the right lane, goes behind the back down the left lane, puts it up, and able to score. That time over George. Tough finish there, but here going the other way, it's the Superhawks and Thomas able to score from point-blank range. Stevens with the ball on the left wing, going to work. Spins, steps back, gets it over to Robinson down the left lane. He goes up and in.
L.J. Robinson with a couple of big momentum plays, but every time Jags get one, here come the Capitals down the floor, and just like that, getting the ball into Jamal Thomas, big body in the paint, and they're finding ways to respond really quickly and kind of running away with this one in terms of pace.
So as you say that, Devlin, another foul called on the Jags, and that's number 5. So for the last 4 minutes of this third quarter, I imagine we're going to see some free throws coming to the Superhawks.
Well, we might not. That assumes that the Jaguars don't foul, and especially with the way this quarter's going, I think you're right, Brody. We might be seeing quite a lot of trips to the charity stripe.
So 74-96 the score now as that ball rattles home. 2 for 2 trip for Thomas at the line. Hansen crossing half court, trying to get a breath of fresh air for the Jags. He drives down the left lane, puts it up off the glass. Tough finish over the defense for 6-foot Hansen.
Hansen with a crafty finish, non-dominant hand, much bigger defender, just a really crafty scorer.
It's a nice pass down low. It's Davis underneath the basket. Puts it up, no good. Way to guard without fouling there for the Jags as here comes Boyce. Crisscrossing down the floor. And that time, able to draw the foul.
Yeah, I'm surprised he stayed up as long as he did. Got tripped up near half court and just went slowly and slowly closer and closer to the ground as he fell and then ran right into the defender. And guess the blocking call right there. But Ryan Boyce shot out of the cannon trying to make something happen for this Jaguars team.
It's going to be Stevens inbounding from the sideline. 96-76 the score. Stevens launches it into Thompson. Takes a screen from Boyce. Thompson pulls up a deep 2. It's good. Nice shot. Juicy Thompson.
Josiah Thompson now 2 for 2 on those long 2-point shots. He's been capitalized in the minutes he gets.
A timeout called here by Seattle. They want to talk things over. 96-78 the score. When we come back, the rest of the third quarter here on TBL TV.
All right, fans, at this time, we would like to say thank you to the YMCA of Albany as the official practice facility of your Willamette Valley Jaguars. Thank you to the YMCA.
All right, so I got another game. Who can come out here and make a layup, a free throw, and a 3 in 30 seconds for a signed autograph ball? Anybody want to try? Anybody? One person. Y'all gonna make me do this every single time, huh? Every single time. Y'all not gonna get rid of me. I'm annoying. I got like 9 siblings. I'm irritated. So I'm gonna just keep bugging you. Until somebody get up and do it. I'm gonna keep bugging you. Come on, somebody. My guy in the gray sweater. My guy in the gray shirt right there.
Hey, everybody's volunteering you as tribute. Come on. They done volunteered you as tribute. Come on, you got 30 seconds. This is like the Hunger Games of basketball. All right, my guy. You got 30 seconds to make a layup, a free throw, and a three. All right? Start right now. Ready? Go. Come on, come on, come on. Get it up, get it up. There it is. 8 seconds. You need 1 3. You need a 3, not a Steph Curry 3. There you go. I helped you out. You was about to shoot that Steph Curry 3. I saw that. You got a sign. You get his one of those white sign balls over there at the counter.
Stay updated on the latest news, signings, scores, and more by following the Basketball League on social media. Also, we give a special thank you to the YMCA official practice facility of the Jaguars. As we come back to the action here, the score 96-78. Super Hawks ball, already feeling the pressure, but here's Montoya on the right wing. Kicks it over to the right corner, Guzman with it. Now up top, George puts up the triple. It's in. Johnson that time knocks it down from the top of the key.
Now every Super Hawk getting in on the action as Johnson's nailing him from deep.
So here's Jusai Thompson, puts it up and in. Nice shot there around that left elbow.
Now 3 for 3 on those deep twos. Jusai Thompson finding his spot.
99-80 the score. Up top, it's Rouse. Goes over to Montoya, the other side. Up top with Guzman. Down low, nice ball movement here, but the Jags get away damage-free. Ryan Boyce going down the left lane, scoops underneath, can't finish, but draws the whistle.
Really crafty attempt right there from Ryan Boyce to go all the way to the other side of the hoop, and you see that extension from him. Just can't get the layup to go, but contact might have had something to do with that. Going to the line to shoot 2, and down 19. This one's not over by any means, but if the Jags want it to not be over and they want to stay in this one, they've got to get going pretty soon.
And Boyce showing off some craftiness there around the basket. Someone who uses his athleticism play after play, a really lengthy player. Saw it on display right there, almost able to convert on the N1. But
Substitution for
going to settle for 2 at the free throw line here. The first one good.
in the game for number 15, Jamal Thomas.
Boyce is coming off. It's likely been his best weekend as a Jaguar this past weekend. Scored 22 points in the win against Salem, including a big 3 to put the Jags up by 4 with a half a minute to go in the game. So 2 for 2 at the line that time for Boyce. Here's Rouse the other way. Pressure applied by the Jaguars. Perfect pass out to Johnson. Guarded by Thompson. The triple up by Rouse. Rattles out that time. Thompson comes down with the board. Robinson going the other way. No hesitation on the triple, you bet. Big time bucket for Robinson.
If you're the Jaguars, it's exactly what you need to do to take this game back. Now just a 14-point deficit. 14 plays a lot different than 19 sounds a lot different. Very attainable right here.
The Jaguars putting in some work. Guzman almost put up a 3, but decided not to. A whistle and a timeout called by the Super Hawks. They want to talk this over.
Looked like Deshaun George had been hit in the face on the rebound attempt on the previous Super Hawk possession, and the timeout might be to check on him, as Coach Alex Montgomery called it. Immediately went to an official and was pointing at him and saying, you got to check on that. So we'll see what's going on with Deshaun George. Hope everything's all right. He's holding maybe his eye or something, but not anymore. So hoping that he's all good.
Absolutely. Hope everything's okay. 99-85 ball game. And the Jags are doing a better job, certainly, of trying to fight their way back into this one. A lot of work left to do. 14-point game.
Still so much to do here, but 14 points, 7 makes. And if you're the Jaguars, you see the way momentum has been building the last couple of possessions. Yes, you're in the bonus. So are the Superhawks. They're being physical, you be physical. Go attack just as intensely as they're attacking you. And bring the physicality to them, especially in the paint.
So here we go. Both teams back out on the floor. Superhawks ball. It's going to be Malik Montoya inbounding from the sideline. Chris back out on the floor, but yeah, he might just have to go check in there. So here we go. Ball inbounded. Rouse with the ball. Back to Montoya. Now across the court into the hands of Guzman. 7 on the shot clock. George with it. Nice feed down low. The shot's up, and it falls home. Count it. Going to the line for one more.
Theo Johnson able to get position right there and take advantage of the bad positioning from the Jaguars defenders in the paint. Gets his ankles tied up a little bit there. Troy Mix doesn't like the call. Not much he could have done right there, as it was just legs getting tied up on that one to make it. And one. Trip to the line. Theo Johnson to convert.
So here we go. The Superhawks break 100. Score now 85 to 101. The free throw no good that time. Rebound L.J. Robinson. Thompson has the rock in his hands, orchestrating the offense. Now up Boyce at the top of the three-point line. Boyce feeling the pressure. Calls for a screen from Williams. Now feeds him down low. And this time off the knee of Williams and out of bounds. Another turnover for the Jags.
Can't catch the ball. Little mistakes like that add up really quick. If you're the Jaguars, you got to eliminate all of those.
Great ball movement here from the Superhawks. A wide open triple. Doesn't fall that time. A shot attempt by Davis. And here comes Josiah Thompson the other way. Thompson slowing it down a little bit. Gets it to Boyce. Boyce feeling the pressure by Rouse. Going to work. Boyce zigzags. Puts up a shot from the right elbow. Cans it.
There's Ryan Boyce. Finding his stride a little bit. Not quite sure what the whistle is here. It doesn't quite look like a timeout. But we'll have a stoppage in play, and it's going to be Superhawks ball with 58 seconds left. Not quite sure what's going on there, Brody.
Yeah, me either. 87-101 the score. Superhawks ball. Up top, it's Davis feeling the pressure by Thompson. He gives it up. Bonanza George, and great defense played by the Jaguars. Look at the effort.
See the effort from Josiah Thompson right there. Diving on the floor, but had a little help right there from Deshaun George. Maybe a slight push in the back. He didn't deny that call whatsoever, but both teams being in the bonus, Josiah Thompson's got an opportunity to capitalize right here at the free throw line.
And the Jags will take this opportunity very happily. So here goes Josiah Thompson to the line. First shot's up and in. Just a minute to go here in quarter number 3. The Jags doing everything they can to chip away at this lead. Thompson goes 2 for 2 at the line that time. Now 8 points in the game. 45 seconds to go. We'll see if the Superhawks go 2 for 1 here. Up top, it's Davis guarded heavily by Thompson. He gives it up to Montoya. Thompson switches onto him. Montoya now taking his turn. He spins, steps back, puts up a shot from the nail. Well off. Excellent defense by Thompson once again. Just 1 second separating shot and game clock. It doesn't matter. The triple's up from the left corner. In and out that time. Shot by Hayes Stevens. So 13 seconds. We'll see if the Superhawks hold on for the final shot. Davis with the ball. Now down low. 4 seconds to go. The shot's good. 2 seconds. Half court heave is up off the front iron. L.J. Robinson that time. And that's going to do it for quarter number 3. 1 quarter to go. The score 103-89. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the last quarter of play here on TBL TV.
gentlemen, we like to give a special shout out to our intern production crew right across the way. Give it up for them for the fabulous job that they do broadcasting the game on TBL TV. Also, you gotta like old school R&B, right? Tune in to the all-new KSOS Radio, the soul of Salem. So that would be soulofsalem.com for the best of old school R&B and slow jam. And speaking of slow jam, if you like slow jams, tune in to my show on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night, 8 p.m. until midnight for the best of old school R&B and slow jams. The show is called The Quiet Storm with yours truly, General Draco. That's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night, 8 p.m. until midnight, only on the soulofsalem.com, KSOS Radio.
Let me introduce myself. My name is Monty. Pronounced with the empty. Yo, ladies, all how I like to funk me.
Once again, fans, we invite you back here on May 4th as your Willamette Valley Jaguars take on the Salem Capitals. That's May 4th. On a Sunday, game time will be 4 p.m. So please make that.
Booter Apparel provides the official jerseys and merchandise of the TBL, offering custom team gear and top quality uniforms. To order your favorite team's custom apparel, go to the live stream chat and click on the banner now. Well, here we are back on the hardwood, 1 quarter to go here in Corvallis. The score 103-89. Already a whistle. Not sure what the call's going to be here, but a whistle as Crisp was walking down the floor, didn't even cross half court.
Looks like they just want to double check on the shot clock. It reads 21 right now, and the official just signaled that they wanted it at 20. So making sure that the Superhawks don't get any extra time right there.
5 seconds in, already a whistle here in quarter number 4. Crisp with the ball up top. He goes down low to George. George in the high post, kicks it up top into the hands of Davis. Pressure being applied once again by Thompson. And it's a backcourt violation. Josiah Thompson making his presence felt all over the defense.
Josiah Thompson hasn't played all that much today, just sitting at 8 minutes right now, but when he's come in, his defensive impact has been like no other. He's been the best on-ball defender so far for the Jaguars today.
Voice of the ball up top, drives down the left lane, picks up his dribble. Now back up top. A nice pass down low. It's up and no good that time. Williams missing from point-blank range. There's Montoya, goes cross-court to Crisp. Wide open triple by Guzman. No good out of the corner. Offensive board by George. He goes up and puts it back in.
That's what's going to be a real problem for the Jaguars, especially in this fourth quarter. Is Deshaun George looks to take over, already being the best scorer for this team. But when you got Tavion Johnson and Troy Mix Jr. both on the bench with some fouls already, nobody's big enough to contest the shot in the paint of George.
Hey, Stevens with the ball, gives it up the boys. Up top, back to Stevens. Now down low, step back shots up by Robinson, and it rattles home. I'll tell you, Robinson having a pretty solid performance, 17 points. So here's Crisp, who's played probably the best game out of anyone on the floor. He tries to get down that left lane and does, scoops it up, and kind of slowly made his way down the floor towards the rim, but still draws the whistle.
Yeah, creative right there from Crisp. A lot of misdirections in his ball handling, and you saw him all right there as he just, like you said, slowly worked his way through the paint, but then explodes upward, tries to get that one to go with the left. Can't. He's going to hit the free throw right there, and those are his first points since before the 7-minute mark in the third quarter, but them being his 30th and 31st points right there.
A 30-piece for Crisp with 10.5 to go in the game. 107-91 the score. Josiah Thompson with the ball. Thompson takes a screen from Robinson. Tries to bounce pass it to him and does. Robinson puts up a shot, falling away, no good. Fight for the rebound, Crisp comes away with it. Pushing the tempo. Crisp dribbles it out, kicks it up top to Guzman. Now over to Davis up top. He thinks about a shot, puts it up, no good. Thompson with the rebound. Here comes Boyce the other way. Now up to Stevens. He goes down the left lane, goes up, no good. Another short range miss for the Jags. George has the ball, gives it up to Guzman. Guzman drives down the left lane, puts up the shot over the defense and in.
And that's a textbook example of why a height difference matters. Guzman standing at 6'7", and Ace Stevens just 6'5", and he's just a bit bigger and just had enough length to raise that one up above Ace Stevens. That's what the absence of Jordan Robinson takes away from this Jaguars team is rim protection. Tavion Johnson, Troy Mix are doing everything they can, but not in the game right now, and paint's wide open for the Superhawks.
Yeah, and we've seen a couple of short misses here the last couple of times down the floor for Willamette Valley. And that's the difference right there. I mean, you see the way that this Superhawks team converts around the basket. You saw it with George having that putback shot. You saw it again right there on that most recent play. And it's just the Superhawks team does a nice job of converting on those short shots in the most efficient parts of the floor. Willamette Valley struggling down there just a little bit.
Yeah, both teams with almost identical shooting splits. The only difference is that the Jaguars shooting 44% from the field to the Superhawks 47%. So just a 3% difference in field goal percentage right now. And you see an 18-point lead. It almost feels like it doesn't make sense. These teams are both shooting the same percentage from three, and the Superhawks only having one more. So, Brody, I'm going to go ahead and give you a guess where the biggest disparity is for the Jaguars.
Something tells me it has to do with the free throw line. That's something we've seen a lot, and you know, those rebounding numbers I would expect might be a little different as well.
Well, you hit the nail on the head right there. The Superhawks have shot 8 more free throws than the Jaguars, and we talked about the first half. They were playing some cleaner defense, were the Jaguars, but now that third quarter got a little sloppier. Got to clean it up right here if you want to win.
So it's Jags ball coming out of the timeout. Robinson with it up top. Makes a nice pass over to Stevens. Ball intercepted. Here comes Davis the other way. Bounce past the George off his foot and out of bounds. Jags ball. Caught a nice break there.
Well, not the best pass. Armand Davis just trying to go quick and dump it down low to Deshaun George. And Deshaun George was calling for the lob. You could see him pointing up. Biggest player on the floor, why not throw it up to him? Instead, they go low, goes off the ankle, it's Jaguars ball.
Ace Stevens with the ball. Excuse me, that's Thompson. He takes it down the left lane, goes down the lane, goes up and rejected. Offensive rebound, Boyce back up, puts it in. Second chance points there for the Jags. So here's Crisp the other way. What a game he's had. He goes off a screen. Nice pass down low to George. It's up and in. Perfect pass by Crisp. George able to take advantage.
George has been working down low all day, and Jaguars haven't quite figured out how to stop him.
Stevens, turnaround jumper up, in and out. Rebound by George. Man, he has gotten 15 rebounds in this game. Now going the other way, the shot is up and in. Guzman able to finish over the Jags defense.
Lead back up to 20 now for the Superhawks.
So Thompson has it up top. Guarded heavily by Montoya. Takes the screen by Williams. Tries to get it down to him and does. But the ball poked away by Davis again. There's a whistle that time. And an excellent shot that won't count by Davis. But I think this one might be staying with the Jags.
Yeah, you're seeing the hustle from Armand Davis, though. Flying into the passing lane, gets that ball, and would have had a one-legged three on the other end if it counted. But something tells me if it was going to count, we would have seen a little bit more defensive effort.
Certainly. So the inbound on the sideline here by Cy Williams. 113-93 the score. 8 minutes to go in the game. Up top, Boyce with it. Guarded by Guzman. Boyce slowing it down a little bit. Now over to Williams. Williams gets it near side to Robinson. Robinson up top. And that's the buzzer right there. Shot clock violation. Just a lack of awareness there by the Jags. Didn't even get a shot up.
Yeah, you can see the frustration starting to build up for the Jaguars. Little mistakes like that aren't the only reason you're down 20 points, but they sure don't help.
So George has the ball in the low post. He's going to work, spins, gets his shot, and makes it count.
That's just too easy for him.
Another nice play by George. 24 points and 15 rebounds in this game. And a technical foul call.
Yeah, Sean George didn't look like he said or did anything crazy, but must have just been talking a big game after that left-handed post hook. Much smaller defender on him inside Williams, so isn't really a difficult shot for him down low, but he's feeling it. Hit his 24th point of the night right there.
And they called a double technical that time. Strange play.
Very strange play.
And that's why we're not seeing any free throws here. It's just going to pick up right where it left off. But Tavion Johnson checking into the game for Willamette Valley.
Troy Nix as well. Both of the biggest players the Jaguars have to offer right now. Back in the game.
And that's who they're going to have to rely on here. That's up top Williams with it. He's losing his balance a little bit, but gets fouled by Crisp. Going to stay with the Jags.
Williams slipping and sliding a little bit on this floor. Lost his footing right there, but able to keep a hold on the ball and keep it Jaguars' possession.
So Williams now going to the sideline to inbound, gets it into Hanson. Hanson slowing it down. Now up top with Robinson. Fakes the three, steps back. This time it's for real. You bet.
LJ Robinson finding his shooting stride today.
Nice poked ball there by Johnson. It's Jags basketball. Hanson, it's his turn. No good off the back iron. Would have been a huge momentum play for the Jags, but here the Super Rocks slowing it down. Nice pass down low to Montoya. And an even better pass into the hands of George. Easy finish there for two.
Just unselfish basketball right here being played by the Super Hawks. That's a recipe for success. They clearly know it.
The Jags playing hot potato across half court. Hanson going all the way. He goes up and in. But here's Montoya the other way. The Jags too slow in transition as the Super Hawks get those 2 points right back.
Well, Hanson kind of left Montoya in the dust right there with the blow-by. And the downside of that was he was the only player down the floor because of that defensive lapse. Earns him 2 points on the other end. Still a 19-point game. Excuse me, 21-point game.
So another whistle there. That's going to be foul number 3 already called on the Super Rocks. Ty Williams going to inbound. Hanson coming to get the ball. 119-98 the score. A little under 7 minutes to go in the game. Hanson retrieves the ball. Back to Ty Williams. He puts up a triple. It's in. Ty Williams from the left wing.
Gets that one to go. Now the Jaguars past that 100-point mark. Still down 18, though.
Crisp in the right wing. Puts it up, no good. Offensive rebound for George. He goes up, and that's an unstoppable force right there. George getting everything he wants on the offensive glass.
You mentioned it. Literally everything he wants. If there's a rebound coming off the rim, he decides he wants it, he's going to go get it. Biggest and strongest player on the floor right now. He's really facilitating in the paint.
28 points and 16 rebounds for George. Here's Hanson the other way. Nice pass. Left corner three up by Johnson. Just short. 20-point ball game, 121-101 the score. 6 minutes to go. Montoya sends it to Crisp. He's left open. Looking for a shot. Crisp going to work, but he slows it down here just a sec. Takes the screen. Gets down the left lane. Crisp kicks it out. Extra pass and another one. Montoya now up top. 5 on the shot clock. Down low, none other than George with the ball. He turns around, puts it up. No good. Fight for the rebound. Robinson comes down with it. And a whistle.
Good, clean defense from Troy Nix Jr. in the post right there. And that's exactly what you got to do if you want to stop Deshaun George. But then it's going to foul Jaguars player after that rebound. L.J. Robinson wearing one for the team.
So great ball movement there from the Superhawks. Just better defense played by the Jags that time. So it's going to be Willamette Valley ball. Jags also doing a better job. I feel like I should say it again. The fouling's been a lot better for this team. Just one foul here in quarter number 4 after that third quarter slightly got out of hand. So Hanson with the ball up top. Guarded by Guzman, the ball poked away. And here comes Crisp the other way. Crisp getting separation, goes up with the left, it's good.
It's a little too easy for David Crisp right now. His 33rd point of the night. Scoring is halted in this fourth quarter for him, but he's really led the charge for this team.
Nix with the ball, guarded heavily. He picks up the ball, gives it up to Hansen, who goes down the baseline, scoops, misses the layup, point blank range, but Davion Johnson to the rescue there for the put back layup.
Davion Johnson cleaning up, getting his 10th rebound of the night to make it a double-double for him.
23 points and 10 boards for Johnson. It's been an awesome performance after a nice game the other night. Superhawks ball, wide open, triples up. No good that time, rebound Robinson. Here comes Hansen the other way. Picks up the ball, tries to get it to Mix, instead goes down low to Johnson. Johnson up to Williams on the left elbow. Williams tries to drive down the right lane but loses the ball. It's going to stay with Willamette Valley.
Yeah, Cy Williams trying to work into the middle of the defense right there and can't get anything going. That ball out off of the Superhawks, but it's really important not to play into the trap that they're kind of setting up in the middle of the floor. So got to be careful if you're the Jaguars.
Hansen inbounding from the baseline. Gets it in the Mix. Mix loves this turnaround shot. Let's see if he goes to it. And that's exactly what he does. Step back, turnaround, shots up. It's good.
Well, he had his back turned to us, but you must have seen the look in his eyes, Brody. We know when Troy Mix Jr. is rising up.
Nice shot there off the hands of Mix Jr. And here comes the Superhawks the other way. A nice scoop and score layup by Rouse. Able to get to his spot and put it in for two. 20-point ball game once again. Robinson thinks about a shot in the left corner. That time loses the ball. It's going to be Seattle's ball.
Mentioned it earlier, frustration kind of mounting right here for the Jaguars. And plays like that, little things that you need to clean up. You can see the frustration on the faces of the Jaguars. And knowing that this one would be just a little bit closer if some of those little turnovers could be cleaned up.
So Davis gets to his spot. Couldn't score over the tough defense. Full court pass, stolen away, one-handed catch like Odell Beckham. Rouse throws the lob. Davis goes underneath the basket, puts it up and in for two.
This Superhawks team is very unselfish. You can see the playmaking they're doing and worrying about finding the best shot for the open man.
Johnson thought about a shot, gets it down to Robinson. Excellent pass. 2 points on the board for Willamette Valley.
Good movement from the Jaguars right there. It's a little bit more like what we've seen from the Superhawks so far, just finding the right shot and working until you get it.
So here's Rouse with the ball once again. Goes to the right wing with Guzman. Guzman drives down the left lane, gets to his spot. It's good. Nice play there, scoring over the smaller defender in Hansen.
Yeah, just takes advantage of the mismatch right there, and a big 7-inch mismatch right there in the height difference. Guzman capitalizes.
Nix puts up a tough shot, no good. 3 minutes to go in the ball game, 22-point game. Make that 24. As there goes Johnson in transition. 131-107. Hansen with the ball. Down the left lane, Hansen goes all the way to the basket. It's good.
He is just reliable. That left hand at the hoop, finishing through even more contact than before.
But here's Rouse matching that layup on the other side. 133-109 now the score. 2 minutes to go. Hansen pulls up from way downtown. No good. So Rouse with the ball. 2 minutes to go. It's a lopsided game. Johnson slowing it down. Trying to take as much shot clock as possible. Now over to Guzman. He's working on Hansen. Backing him down. Spins, puts up a shot, blocked, but the whistle's blown. It's going to be a foul.
Well, Brandon Hansen, smallest player on the floor right now, but we've seen him get his fair share of blocks and rising up and swatting some much bigger defenders, but that time, get whistled for the foul.
Well, timeout called. We're going to step aside when we come back. The rest of the game here on TBL TV.
Immediately following the game, fans, feel free to spend 10 minutes favorite Willamette Valley Jag. We invite you to go over to the merchandise table, grab some photos, and come out and get your photos autographed by your favorite Willamette Valley Jag player. That's immediately following the game, and we call that the fifth quarter for all of the fans here. TBL basketball here in Crescent Valley High School. Be sure you join us back here on May 4th as your Willamette Valley Jags take on the Salem Capitals. That's a Sunday, so be here at 4 p.m.
I want to give a special thanks to our community partners, Healing Motion in Willamette Valley, Spine and Strength. Thanks for all you do for the community here in Willamette Valley. Well, back on the hardwood, the score 133-109. Little under 2 minutes to go in the game. Jonathan Guzman at the free throw line for the Super Rocks. Guzman has 12 points and 8 rebounds. Doing a solid job here in the game, coming off a 8-point performance where he had shot just 2 for 8 from the field. He's having a much better game here.
Yeah, Guzman, one of 7 Super Hawks in double figures. Can't get that one to go, but chance to extend his point total to 13. He's been really efficient today. He's been 6 for 6 from inside the paint, 0 for 2 from past the three-point arc, but been very efficient, as I mentioned, and doing a lot to the Super Hawks team.
134-109 the score, 2 minutes to go. Johnson with the ball, gives it up to Nix. Nix back to the basket, kicks it up top to Hansen. Thinks about a shot, drives down the left lane. Hansen trying to find someone open, finds the wrong team. Rouse with the ball. Rouse pushing the tempo, throws the lob, and it's flushed home. Armand Davis with authority.
Armand Davis rising up off the baseline, catching the lob, throwing it down, 2 hands.
Nix gives it up to Gurley. Minute 20 to go. Gurley goes all the way to the basket, no good, gets his own rebound, no good. Time number 2. Gonna be a jump ball here. Looks like between Rouse and Johnson.
Davion Johnson not giving up until that final buzzer sounds. He's been a real leader for this team, and he missed those 3 games with a hamstring injury, and his absence was definitely felt. They won the first game that he played again in, and a vocal leader for this team. 11 rebounds, 23 points, leading the ball club today. It's been very effective.
Excuse me, it's Davis and Johnson going for this jump ball. Minute 16 left in the game. Hansen able to get that ball. Gets it over to Mix, puts up the triple. A touch long there. And once again, off the overhang above the basket. So, should just be Seattle ball. Unless they're calling something else here.
Looks like they called a foul.
Over the back, maybe?
Yeah, it looks like they called a foul on Theo Johnson. And right when the whistle was blown, I wasn't sure if that was on Theo Johnson or Tavion Johnson, who was guarding him. And they were both kind of looking at each other and looking at the ref like, is that on us? They didn't even think anything was to be whistled.
Well, Tavion Johnson has had the most impressive performance for the Jags in this game. 23 points and 11 rebounds. Johnson, unsuccessful on the first attempt. Something random, but I think it's fun to point out, is that Tavion Johnson, I found out, has 3 college degrees. 3. That's 3 more than I have, and he's playing professional basketball. So really impressive guy out there on the hardwood for the Jags. Also a great guy. Talked to him after the game just the other night. Really cool guy. So here's attempt number 2, looking to put this one home. And he does. 136-110 the score, just a minute to go in the game. Rouse with the ball on the far side of the court. Takes the screen, picks up his shot. Goes up top in the hands of Johnson. Back to Rouse. Rouse going to work. Goes up, count it, and the foul. Going to the line for one more.
A lot of physicality right there. You've got Braden Long in the game, defending right there. And Rouse takes advantage, goes up, and once again rises up into the contact. And that's what this Seattle team has done so well, is embracing the contact, initiating it, but playing within the parameters of the game and getting to the line a lot.
139-110 the score. Braden Long with the basketball. Seeing him for the first time today. Long going to look for a shot. Chris crosses, goes down the left lane. Pump fakes, puts it up and in. Braden Long with a big bucket. So there's Rouse with the ball, 36 seconds. They're going to hold this as long as they can. Rouse trying to go to work. He's able to get underneath the basket. Loses the ball, but it's going to stay with Seattle.
Doesn't like the no call right there, but at this point in the game, what more can you ask for from the referees? It's a 27-point lead. I don't think that some extra free throws are going to change the outcome for you. Kind of got this one locked up if you're Rouse.
So Matt Smith also in the game. He's the one guarding Rouse. Put the ball in the hands of Guzman. 20 seconds. Kicked over to Davis. He goes all the way looking for the slam. No good that time. Davis a little slow to get up. I think he just hit his head or something on the ground.
Yeah, hit the deck hard right there. Rose up with some fire in
Power.
those legs, and then tried to cock it back and punch it down, but couldn't get it right there and just had a bit of an awkward landing. Might have just fallen on his nose.
So he's going to the line for two. Armon Davis with 12 points in the game, looking for 13 and 14 at the line. Good on the first. Now 140 points scored for Seattle.
Now, back-to-back games, excuse me, I'm mixing teams up, but Jaguars allowing 140 points, something they can't let happen again, as it's now happened in back-to-back games.
15 seconds to go. Johnson gets the rebound, puts it up and in. More points for Johnson. But 10 seconds in the game, and that's going to do it. The Seattle Superhawks score the most points they've scored all season in a 141-114 victory over the Jaguars.
Not the Jaguars' best day. Times looked like one of their best, but in the second half, Seattle really cleaned it up. Playing not necessarily down, because the Jaguars have been so great the last couple of weeks, but right there, close first half, and the Jaguars unable to keep that energy going. So Seattle Superhawks moving to 7-4. Jaguars will fall to 1-10 on the season.
Yeah, there was, like we've said, every loss feels a little different for the Jags ever since that first win, as they've done a great job of being competitive, keeping games close. And this game was close until about that second half in the third quarter. That's when we saw the Superhawks start to pull away just a little bit and really take control of the ball game.
Absolutely. They really took initiative in that second half, and we saw that lead extend to 20 points, and then for a second, really looked like the Jaguars might be back in it. They cut it down to 12 points, and they were right there knocking on the door for a second. Then Sean George, David Crisp really cleaned things up and just played an excellent half of basketball to close out the Jaguars.
Well, definitely think that's just about going to do it here from Crescent Valley High School. Before we go off air, we say this broadcast is a presentation of the Willamette Valley Jaguars and the Basketball League. It's for the private use of our audience, and any other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the TVL and the Willamette Valley Jaguars is strictly prohibited. I want to give a shout out to a lot of people, everyone who helped make this broadcast possible. To the owner Marion Clark, to Kelly Long, Blake Guerrero, Emmett Barris, and Hannah Grant. Lastly, to Devlin Christensen, my color. This is Brody Napier, signing off.